Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I am Ace and I have more Team Fortress 2 commentary. And as you can see, I am currently playing on Gorge, playing as a Pyro and using the usual recommended loadout, of course. And this video actually has two gameplays in it, one of them being a Pyro and the other one being the Scout. And they both have been recorded on the same map as well as the same server, that being the Reddit East Coast server with a lot of familiar faces. So if you have attended that server on a somewhat frequent basis, then there's a very good chance that you might see some familiar faces yourself. And if you're lucky, you might even see, well, yourself. So keep an eye out for that, and otherwise, well, you don't have to, I guess. But just letting you guys know. And in both gameplays, I do some crazy stuff. It's just that I'm not entirely sure if that was thanks to luck or skill, but I let that up to you guys to decide that for yourself. But that's not going to be the main topic of this commentary video, because I want to share my thoughts and my opinions about a thing that has been recently introduced to the game itself. And I'm pretty sure that most of you should know by now what I'm going to talk about. But before I do, I'd just like to point out that my personal quest to obtain all the strange weapons that I use or were to use for my three classes is almost complete. There's only a few weapons left, like for example a strange postal pummeler, but unfortunately that doesn't exist yet. Not in the game at least. So I'm just waiting for that, and well, some of them I haven't been able to find them to trade somebody with it. So that just takes a little bit of time till they become available again. And I'd just like to point out that this was made possible thanks to a fellow Redditor, so I'm very grateful. And that said, it has something to do with strange weapons though, because as some of you may know, quite recently strange parts have been introduced to the game. And they bring interesting things with them. There are currently 6 of them in the game, and if you have done some reading up on them, you should know by now that you can add up to 3 strange parts to your strange weapon. And the current 6 that are available in the game are the airborne enemies killed, buildings destroyed, enemies gibbed, headshot kills, heavies killed, and projectiles reflected. And I've been lucky enough to be able to obtain 2 of them. One of them I'm actually using right now in this recording, which is the reflecting of projectiles for the Pyro, of course. Makes sense. And the headshot kills one. And I was basically just going to share my thoughts and opinions about him and some other related stuff, because there are some things that do actually worry me or are questionable. And to start off with the very first one, the airborne enemies killed, there's a very well-known bug in the game that has something to do with the environmental hitboxes, where the game thinks that you are in the air. Well, you are not flying around basically. And if you have played on servers that actually show you how you're getting your points, then you should have seen that sometimes you get an extra point for an air shot, while the person that you're shooting at is, well, not in the air. Then it has something to do with that very well-known bug. This is also why things like the reserve shooter are banned in competitive play. And it's unfortunate, because this most likely will mean that the counters that people will have is going to be an unfair counter. And like I said, I'm probably making too much of a fuss, but it is something to consider if you are going to put out things like this, I would think, right? But I just hope that it wouldn't be too much of an issue, and I don't think it will be, because the bug doesn't happen too often, but it still exists, which is a problem on itself as well. Things like buildings destroyed is actually a very nice thing, because this will promote people to destroy buildings, and a lot of people don't destroy sentries when they are demo men or soldiers, which is something that always boggles my mind a little bit, and we all know these players, let's be honest. So if you give those players the ability to obtain an item like this, and they most likely will do if they are interested in getting it, then they most likely feel eager to, destroy the buildings, which is a very nice motivator to, let them do what they are supposed to do to begin with. But At the same time, the opposite side is available. Like if you look at the strange part heavy skilled, because every person knows is that if you're going to kill a heavy, you have to be sure that there's no pocket around. Because if you're going to just damage a heavy while he's being healed by a medic, you're not gonna get him down. Or, well, you are able to get him down, but it's going to be a lot harder. And if you give the strange part heavy skill to a somewhat average player and allow them to fight a heavy and a medic together, then what do you think is going to happen? Are they more likely to go only after the heavy, or do you think they are going to go after the medic first and then kill the heavy? Because I don't have the strange part heavy skilled, and I sometimes still make the mistake that I'm really eager to just blow up the heavy while I'm unable to do so. At least I might be able to do so. It just takes a lot more luck, I guess, and a lot more skill than would have been required if I would just kill the medic first and then the heavy, because of course the heavy will be constantly healed, which means it takes a lot more damage to get him down. And the last strange part that I was going to talk about has something to do with the headshot kills one. And as some of you may know if you play a lot of sniper, is that when you just make a headshot and you don't kill the person, you don't get a point for a headshot on your scoreboard if you tap in-game. And it has been bothering me for a very long time, because I want to keep track of my headshots and only my headshots, regardless if I make a kill with it or not. And it's a little bit too bad that this doesn't track the headshots in general and just headshot kills, but even so, I think it's still nice to be able to see how many headshot kills you have made as well. But like I said, this is just a little bit of a nitpick, and I make too much of a fuss about these things. I like to do that, I guess. But yeah, this video has come to an end, or is coming to an end, so make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't. There should be annotations somewhere on this video. And if you want to play with me or against me, I have a Steam group, link is below. And I am sometimes looking for MGE buddies, and I'll probably make an announcements or, you know, things like that. And if you have any questions or requests, make sure to post them on my Facebook, because that makes it a lot easier for me to track them down and to give you guys a proper answer. And that is pretty much it, and I will catch you guys in my next video. See ya!